proud of our guys coming out of intermission. Will Miller and Luke Uliano getting pins back to back. That really kind of got the crowd into the match and really kind of turned the momentum, which I think ultimately, made the entire difference in the duel. I thought that we had some guys that battled hard. We had some new faces in our lineup again. At 141, Ike Byers started for the first time in a dual meet setting at Varsity Gym, went out and got a win for us. But I think the big momentum shift was when we got those two pins coming out of intermission. It seemed like that kind of kick-started us to kind of go ahead and wrap the match up.
Is that difficult to kind of ratchet it down a little bit and to come out and kind of get right after it when you've had a 10 or 15 minute break like that? What's the key to kind of being ready in that moment?
Well, I think for us, I felt like we were flat in the first 5 matches, so I thought the intermission came at a good time because, I really got on our guys hey, we got to be more offensive. We got to take more risks. We got to score more points. And then, fortunately, we were able to come right out of intermission and Will Miller getting a huge fall. First period fall, got the crowd into it, and then Luke Uliano wrestling a tight match and then ended up getting a fall in that one too. And I think that intermission was good for us today. Sometimes it's not so good. If you've got a lot of momentum going into intermission, it can kind of stop it. But today I thought we needed to kind of regroup as a team and kind of talk about what our goals were and what our objectives were when we step out there to wrestle.
Will and Luke both wrestling at a different weight than they did last year. What's it been like to see the adjustments of them both, 74 to 65 for Will, 84 to 74 for Luke, and how they're growing, developing in those weights?
Well, I think last year they were both a little undersized for the weight class they were at, but we had a fifth-year senior, Will Formato, that was in the lineup. And so it just made sense to have them at 65 and 70, or at 74, 84. With the departure of Will to graduation, we kind of felt like that would be our best lineup, to move Will down to 65, move Luke down to 74, and then put a true freshman in Tomas Brooker at 84. I kind of felt like that would be the best lineup for us. I think both of them are starting to adjust to the weight. I think they're both strong for their weight classes now, and I think the second semester you're going to really see it pay dividends.
Will, pin at 165, followed by Luke's pin at 174. You guys have a small lead going into the intermission. What's that like to kind of have a break? And sure, your adrenaline's flowing to get it back out there and compete, but you gotta kind of harness that until you get it back on the mat.
Yeah, I think the break's a good thing. It kind of lets you chill out and know where you're at in the duel and what you got to do to come back for it. I know that I wanted to bring the energy when I came out and get the flow starting, because it was going to help with the back half of our lineup. So I just wanted to bring the energy when I came out.
Can you just, in the first period, those first 40 seconds or so, how are you able to get in position to finish it off like that?
I just knew how to get to my offense. That's what the coaches and everyone else was telling me, is all they're trying to do is slow you down, just keep the matches close. So I just knew I wanted to go out there and blow it out of the water if I could, and that's what I did.
You had the big win at North Carolina last year. To deliver one here in front of the home crowd, what's it like when you finished it off to kind of soak in what's around you?
It's always fun wrestling against them. It's always a lot of energy, being just an in-state rivalry. It's always fun to wrestle, but something about them and us, it's always a good chance for us because it allows us to put ourselves in the national rankings.
Just last one, this was only your second duel, but you got kind of back to tournament action now. What's kind of the focal point now as you kind of look forward to the new year?
Just focus on what you need to do to get better, to improve. Just know what you need to work on and focusing on those skills.
Luke, part of the big back-to-back pins that gave App State some separation I guess you said you're probably focused on your match, or even aware what happens with Will, or kind of get a feel for what's happened right before you take the mat.
Yeah, we warm up in the wrestling room, and I just try to stay in the zone and think about my match, but there's a lot of excitement when you walk out there and he just gets done pinning his kid and the whole arena's all electric, and you go out there and it brings a lot of energy to you going into your next match. So that was a nice way to start my match off when the whole crowd's already into it.
And then for you to deliver the pins, just how did your match play out to get you in a position to finish it off like that?
Well, he got it on that shot, and I caught him on his back, and I felt real confident there, and I was able to sink that half and catch the pin, and I don't know, it just got the right position at the right time.
What's it to have a moment like that, and the way the crowd reacts, the way your team reacts? What's it like to be in a moment like that?
That's awesome. That's what everybody dreams for. That's what everybody comes to college hoping for. Those are the moments that you think back on and you'll always remember.
Just your growth this year. You wrestled at 184 last year. Now you're at 174. What's this year been like with a new weight and kind of getting some experience under your belt?
It's been different for sure. 74 guys are a lot quicker than they are at 84, and it's a little learning curveball, but I'm getting used to it now, and I'm starting to adapt, and I'm enjoying wrestling at 174. That's for sure.
Ike, first time in the lineup, big win against North Carolina. Just what was it like to go out there and compete in this atmosphere?
Yeah, man, it's awesome, man. It's a different environment out here in varsity gym in front of everybody, and it's fun being not in the stands for the first time. Being able to go out there and compete and help the team get a win. It was awesome.
What did it take for you to kind of keep your composure with a new scene like that and to pull out the win?
Well, I mean, I've been training with Coach Bentley for over a year now, just pretty consistently working stuff. So being in that position is something that we trained on, and I felt comfortable in that position to be able to get the win out.
Tight match, not a lot of mistakes there. What did you think the key was to being able to pull out such a tight one?
Just keeping my head focused, staying in the match, not doing anything dumb or reaching for any shots that I don't need to take, but just keeping my head focused, focusing on the training that we always get done. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just last one for me. I think it's your 12th victory this year. You've gotten off to a good start to the season. How have you kind of approached this year and kind of take advantage of some opportunities that you've been able to seize?
Yeah, just taking advantage of my coaches. They've been putting a lot of time and effort into me, and just trusting the system, trusting the process, and when I get on the mat, just understanding that I put the work in and the team around me supports me. So yeah, that's really all it is. Just trusting the process, trusting the team, trusting the coaches, and it's getting the job done. So.
Jacob ending the duel in style. It looked like the team duel outcome was secure, but that doesn't really matter to you because you're going out there and trying to win a match. How did you kind of approach your bout?
I tried to hold position as good as I can, try not to give up anything big, and it took me a little while to get my offense going. That third period is when my lungs started to kind of like break through and hit a stride, and once I got that takedown, I knew it was good to go. I also gave 2 stall calls, so I was just trying not to do anything stupid to kind of blow the lead or anything like that.
For you to get in position to get those takedowns in the third, I mean, what kind of turned in that moment to allow you to kind of have that opening?
His hand, the hand I was collar tying with, his top hand was relaxing a lot. I could feel it, and I could also feel him breathing real heavy. And then once I saw the opening, I just went. I wasn't really too sure if the leg was close enough. I just saw the opening and just went. And I got the takedown, and I just was trying not to give up anything stupid. It wasn't a pretty match, but I just got to get back in the room and fix my mistakes because we got the scuffle next, and use this winter break to my advantage and just get better.